Welcome, Pile 1. If you chose the Good Luck Oracle card, this is your reading. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between Pile 1 and Pile 1's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the wisdom of the Oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be using in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have the Tribe. This is an older version of this deck. I think this card is now known as Community. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between Pile 1 and Pile 1's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the Romance Angels deck. Just laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further oracle card guidance for you, some message cards from your person's higher self to you. And we will close your reading out today also with a timeline oracle card. So if you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. And we have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Now this card did come out in the reverse. So I'm going to interpret that as this is a group that has been in separation, potentially a long-term period of separation. And this is about to end because your luck is changing. But really all good luck is alignment, good alignment, clarity, momentum, manifestation. All those things are synonymous. For some of you with the Tribe here, you could even bump into your person at a gathering. For some of you, it could be at a coffee shop is what I'm hearing. Some social function. You could also meet through mutual friends. For some of you, this may have started as a workplace romance, because the Tribe is also functioning as a workplace. I'm also hearing that a church may be relevant. In fact, as I look at the Tribe card, the TP is missing its top, so it looks like it could be a church. The steeple of a church is what is coming through. Someone could even live in an A-frame home. Isn't that interesting? For others of you, you and your person may not have traveled in the same social circles, but that's changing. There's some way in which Spirit is trying to bring you together, and your paths may intersect. If yours is a connection that has been primarily virtual, you could bump into your person on another type of social messaging app. I'm seeing if there are other messages that come through. No, let's transition into your tarot. So I'm working with 2 decks today. Colette Baron Reed's Good Tarot and also one of John Holland's decks. And I'm also going to incorporate the Field Tarot for clarifiers today. So Spirit, what surrounds Pile 1's person as it concerns Pile 1, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is their connection headed? Just focus on your person for me, Pile 1, so that your intuition can merge with mine and we can get you the most timely and up-to-date information. Oh, isn't that interesting? I was wondering if that card was going to come out. The very first card out is Three of Pentacles, which is giving that same workplace energy. Or because this card can be about networking, collaboration, teamwork, coordination. I'm getting the message that, well, Spirit is trying to sync the two of you up. But you may need to receive a leg up from someone. Could be through a mutual friend. For some of you, the reason this card is coming up is there's an action that your person needs to take towards you that they haven't taken yet. But for some of them, they may use work as an excuse because they may not know how to approach you, especially if it's been a long period of time. You're very much on their mind. They want to be connected with you. What is crossing the Three of Pentacles? And also, Spirit is pointing out that I've drawn the Three of Pentacles from the John Holland deck, and John Holland has the description reach out. So he interprets the Three of Pentacles as a communication card, which is interesting. Traditionally, it's not always necessarily a communication card, although it can indicate a consultation. There could be someone that you need to reach out to for a consultation, like such as for a tarot reading or some kind of healing. This could also include a therapist, for example. I'm getting an intermediary too, not necessarily a negative or divisive third-party energy. I'm getting more of an energy, a mutual energy. What is crossing this? Okay, a decision, an important decision needs to be made. So for some of you, what this is referring to is your person is unsure about how to go about reaching out to you, how to go about it. They may be up in their head about it. Spirit wants them to follow their heart. But I'm getting the sense that for some of you, and we'll see if the High Priestess comes up in this spread too, because the High Priestess sometimes can be kind of secretive, difficult to approach. One or both of you could have blocked the other at some point in time, and that may be why that message is coming through that way. They're seeking some clarity with the good luck card. We know that good luck, timing, alignment, momentum, manifestation are all synonymous. So that's working in you and your person's favor. And that could largely be through the vibration that you're now offering. What else? What are they aware of? Okay. What is over them towards you is the Fool card, and it's upright. Wonderful. So that's all about taking a leap of faith. John Holland has the affirmation trust for the Fool. Trusting their intuition, trusting their inner nudges, inner knowings, following it before they know where it's going to lead. What I'm getting the sense that, especially with the separation card in the reverse, they've needed all that time apart from you in order to build strength and courage, in order to work up the courage to make this decision. For some of them, it's life-changing. Beneath pile one's person, please. Interesting, 9 of Swords, but it's in the reverse, okay? So, yeah, they've been really up in their head about this. They've been really stressing. They may have been experiencing sleepless nights. Some of them may have a bit of a mood disorder that they've been working through. Some limiting beliefs that have been blocking this connection. But this is shifting. This is changing. Now, for some of them, they may have received some information about them, or you could have messaged them directly. For some of you, where you have reconnected to this person, and there is some communication, but perhaps they haven't replied to you yet. there's something that you've told them that is coming through as though it's a relief. For others of you, you may just be offering a different vibration, and it's having like an alchemizing, healing effect upon your person, especially if you're twin flames or you share the same soul. The positive polarity it's my understanding that in some cases, the positive polarity can just work on their own energy field, and whatever they do to elevate their vibration, their twin soul will also receive, because you're the same soul. Makes sense. But some of you may have been doing targeted energy work on your person, and I do see that is having an effect. In fact, I'm also getting an energy, if you've done any work on the subconscious, or if you've done work on releasing limiting beliefs for you or your person, this is having a profound effect. For some of them, here's another message. Some of them may have been working with the therapist, because that was coming through off of the Three of Pentacles cards. Some of them who are religious may be talking to a minister or a priest or a chaplain, something like that, and it's giving them a sense of peace. It's bringing them some inner peace. It's helping them to understand what they've been doing wrong. If they've done things to push you away. Some of them may have deeper wounds. They may fear abandonment. Particularly if it's a talk therapy situation, they may have been doing some inner child work. And what I'm getting is that some of them here are recognizing that in order to change their reality, they have to do something different. With the same old, it's not working. They have to take an action towards you, and that has not been easy for them to do. For some of them, it's been for reasons of pride. Like they may have said something, really put their foot in their mouth, majorly triggered you, and maybe even self-sabotaged in some cases. And they haven't known how to clean that up through communication with you. So it's just been easier not to reply, or easier just to do nothing. But that's about to change, is what I see. Behind them as it concerns you. Okay, King of Water. I'm encouraged to see that's upright, because that king, when he is more in touch with his emotions than the other kings, because he's the King of Water. Now, sometimes he can hold back a little. I mean, this isn't the King of Wands. This isn't a king that's necessarily ready to take action, but this is coming through as what is behind your person. So what this indicates is that your person may have been doing some therapy, or has been receiving energy work that you've done on the connection, and is feeling more balanced, calm, centered. They could have taken some time off. Yeah, I'm very encouraged to see that is upright. And for some of them, especially with that Two of Swords, they've been up in their head. And in some cases when that's occurring, it's because the inner feminine has been disowned. They're not in touch with their emotional body at all. So then they're not able to get into their heart. So you have helped your person reclaim their inner feminine, and they're starting to be able to feel things more. That's been a process for some of them, and I've spoken about this in my other videos. If we have trauma stored in our heart chakra and lower, it can be very difficult to stay in our heart. It can be very difficult to consistently manifest more, not even just in the realm of relationships, anything we want to create, because we need to have an expanded heart field to align with what we want to create. The Heart Math Institute has proven this through heart science research, that the heart is something like 100 times more magnetic than the brain or the mind. That's just some food for thought. For some of you, your person has had control issues too, and that's why they stay in their head. When they let themselves feel into their emotional body more, they feel out of control, and that's a hard thing to trust. For some of them, they feared the unknown. It's just like it feels very nebulous. Where is this headed, please? Okay, interesting. We have 8 of air. Or 8 of swords, and it's upright. I'm going to pull some clarifiers on that because I wouldn't have predicted that this is where this is headed. So what's coming through here is that this is a process. This emotional purging and purification process is still something your person is in the midst of, is in the throes of. And they're needing you to trust them, which is hard for you to do, especially if you haven't heard from them, and especially if you've been in a long-term period of separation. And I will get you some advice when we pull an oracle card in a few minutes, pile 1, for how to go about continuing to trust them if there's not anything happening in your 3D and you're not hearing from them. It can be hard to keep the faith, right? But I do see that for some of them, limiting beliefs are still blocking them. There's something that's happened where they're starting to release. It's like it's layered. Yeah, it's layered. Some of them may be ready to take a leap of faith, but I'm getting this energy of like a drunk dial. So it's like they may need some assistance. Or a spirit could just place you in their path, and that's so much simpler if you just bump into each other in a common area with other people around you. That takes the pressure off your person. But for others of you, your person is not quite ready to come forward just yet. All right, let's clarify the 8 of air, please. As it concerns pile 1's person's next possible actions toward pile 1, Spirit, show there's different people watching this video that are on different time scales, and these cards will apply to their situation differently. So a few different messages would be useful. Okay, so clarify again, pile 1's person's next possible actions towards pile 1, please. Okay, we have 7 of discs, perseverance, or seven of pentacles. So your person is invested, but it's still a work in progress, because 10 of pentacles, right? 10 of pentacles would be the commitment. 10 of pentacles would be bringing this connection to the next level. So they're not ready for that. They're still working on themselves, but I see they're invested in this. They're at the very least invested in the process of bettering themselves, and you've helped them to do that. So you've helped awaken them to the possibility that change is possible. For some of them, I don't think but prior to meeting you, especially with the 8 and the 9 of swords, and the 2 of swords for that matter, they haven't felt like it was possible to be a better person, but you're empowering them to do that. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay. So I'm not necessarily seeing an action towards you immediately. For others of you, Spirit, give another clarifier for the 8 of swords. For others watching pile 1, please. As it concerns their person's next possible actions towards them. Okay, we're getting clarity. Interesting. Ace of swords, but it's in the reverse. So there's something here about confusion. The reason there's confusion is because there's overthinking. There's stinking thinking. They're thinking about something to the point of confusion. For some of them, it's like they're thinking about how to go about messaging you, or how about going to bump into you. Okay, for some of them, it's like they may be taking action and seeing what sticks. So it's like you could be getting hang-up calls from them. Or as I said earlier, you could be getting drunk dials from them, but I don't know that they're necessarily ready to say anything to you just yet. They may be trying to find out information about you first. They may be stalking you online. For some, Something is giving them the relief, but they've gone right back up into their head and they're overthinking this. They're stuck in analysis paralysis. Okay, one other message, please, for others watching pile 1. What is their person's next possible actions towards them, please? We have another reverse card here. What is it? Two of Swords again. Decision, but now it's in the reverse. Yeah. So it's the cross card in the beginning, and now as the clarifier to 8 of Swords, it's in the reverse. So again, it's more this energy of indecision and emotional impasse. The guidance when it's in the reverse is to get out of the head and into the heart. They need to follow their heart, but I see that it's a process of them healing. And with that 7 of Pentacles there, and that for many of them, they're just they're not ready just yet. Okay, let's get you some more oracle cards to help tie all these messages together. Let's see. I'm going to use Gordon Smith's. This is a brand new deck by Gordon Smith. It's called the Healing Spirits Oracle, and I will read the message I received from the guidebook for you. So this is some advice for pile 1. I'm going to get one message here from this deck. Advice for pile 1. In fact, let's get 3 of these. Let's get 3 of these, and then we will get you some messages from your person's higher self. Okay, so one message, please. What does pile 1 need to know about their person, their connection, or even just some helpful advice for pile 1? What is the first message that wants to come through for pile 1, please, about their connection? Heal yourself to heal the world. Ooh, it's a beautiful card too. Let's see, this is card 9. Okay, 9 can mean the completion of a karmic cycle. A heart that is filled with kindness can sometimes want to take on too much. The world is a big place for one person to heal, so it is best to heal your own world first, and then you will see the bigger things that concern you from a higher perspective. Spirit healers and helpers are always working to heal the world that they live in, and they are proud of you for reaching this point in your development where your compassion for others has grown so much. But now you must work with them and not on your own. Bigger problems require teamwork, and they are your team. Now, interesting. So when we combine that with the tribe and 3 of Pentacles, there's an energy of collaboration and teamwork that Spirit wants you to know too. And this is coming through as not necessarily people around you in the 3D. Spirit wants you to co-partner with your angels and guide team. And they want you to cultivate a deep connection with your higher self, potentially with your person's higher self. And they want you to know that if you ask, then it is given. But sometimes what can happen is if we're up in our head too much about something, we can forget to ask. So you need to ask, and then after you ask, you need to let go in order to be able to receive the guidance or the solution. I'm seeing if there's anything else that's rising off of this card for you, pile 1. There's also here a message about self-compassion. Compassion toward your person, certainly, but also self-compassion. Spirit also, if you have been very focused on healing your person, for example, and your person's progress is very slow, there's another message here about pulling your energy back and focusing more on your mission and more on the things that help reconnect you and that nurture you spiritually. You also may need more rest, is what I'm hearing for some of you. Many who resonate with this card, you may be an empath. So you may also need to improve your energetic boundaries with your person, but also with others around you in your tribe. So that's more in a, okay, for some of you it's energetic is what I'm hearing, but for some of you it's also social boundaries with people in your 3D, people you work with, but also friends and family. Okay, the second message for pile 1, please. What else does pile 1 need to know? Either about their connection, about their person, or just some advice from Spirit. And we're getting, you are your purpose. Wow. You are your purpose. This is number 25, which breaks down to a 7. So that is about wisdom, the integration of wisdom, understanding. 7 is connected to heaven and the crown chakra. Let me look it up here. Let's see. You are here to learn about yourself, and learning about yourself will bring reasons to search for more. Remember, you will find nothing if you do not seek. A wise spirit sage is telling you that all the answers you require thus far are indeed in you. So now is the time to look within. It is only by learning how to go to the deeper parts of your own spirit that you will learn to allow your true spiritual nature to shine in this world. When you learn how to do that, you won't need to look for your true purpose anymore. You will be in your purpose and a bearer of light on the path. So what this is reminding me of is the need to go in before you go out. Sometimes when we're feeling a sense of disconnection, there can be the tendency to want to go out and seek validation from others. But Spirit wants you to learn how to inner validate, and then that makes you more magnetic to your person. But it makes you more magnetic to your tribe, like in a spiritual sense. But also your soul tribe to other people who may be in your immediate soul group or extended soul group. So other soulmates, in other words, not necessarily romantic soulmates, but people that you have many past life connections with, and could just be friends, closer friends than the ones you perhaps have now. Purpose, ultimately everyone's life purpose is really about enlightenment. For some of you, there's a message coming through about needing to integrate your life purpose more with your mission somehow. But living your purpose also gives you good luck, timing, and alignment to connect that back to that good luck oracle card that you received in the beginning. There's a message here also just about trusting, back to the Fool card. Trusting that if you're in a state of alignment within, that the people that cross your path will be intended for you. Also, what I'm hearing is what is mine cannot go past me. So you don't need to worry about what you're trying to manifest. And the reason that's coming through here is because of some of that sword energy coming off your person. So what I'm trying to say is that being in alignment with our purpose creates a natural field of protection, to connect that back to the earlier message that came through about being an empath, maybe experiencing empathy overload. Okay, one further message from this deck, please, for pile 1. Always in motion. That is card 2-2. You may be receiving repeating 2s. That may be a sign of alignment for you. 2 is about duality, but it's also about partnership and reunion. The universe is always in motion, though it may appear static to us. This is also the way of the true spiritual worker, who may appear to be still in their meditation, but their spirit body is always keeping pace with the higher vibrations of the universe. You and your spirit guide are becoming one mind now, always working with the purpose of healing and bringing balance. Remember, the true spiritual worker offers to serve, and the spiritual work never stops. Very interesting. So the one mind, I'm connecting back to good luck, which again is timing, alignment, clarity, manifestation, ultimately. And that's an interesting line here at the end. Remember, the true spiritual worker, I wanted to say warrior, but in the book it says worker, which is giving more 3 of Pentacles energy, offers to serve. So Spirit wants to remind you to be at cause and to be on purpose. Something you might ask yourself is, how can I be of service? And if you show up that way with an open heart, it does allow you to connect with your people, is what I'm hearing, and with all the opportunities that are intended for you. But there's also another message here, always in motion, about the wave becoming the particle. So the particle is the form, the wave is the emotion, if we think of this in terms of energy physics. And if the form isn't showing up yet, sometimes we can start to worry that our desire, there's something wrong with our desire, or it's not manifesting. So Spirit wants you to focus more on the wave, more on healing your emotions. And this is a message for your person. This is also true of your person. And as you ensoul the lower parts of yourself, your lower self, with higher vibrational energies, it allows the appropriate form to manifest at the right time for you in this connection. And really, as it concerns everything you seek. So there's a message here, a more general message here, just about continuing to purify your emotional body and to honor offer a high vibration. Okay. Spirit, what else do you want pile 1 to know? I'm now shuffling the Hidden Truth Oracle. Let's get some messages from their person's higher self. What would their person's higher self like to say to them right now to help tie all these messages together? If they were to reach out, what would they like to say? Please. And we have, you were the best thing in my life. Okay, and I'm getting that some of them took you for granted because they weren't awakened when they first met you. You may have recognized them as a twin flame or as a soulmate. And you may have stayed around for a while. And they may not have understood your value until it was too late. For some of them, you may have moved on. You may just be watching this reading for closure. Yeah, and then so when we connect that back to the Fool, then all that Swords energy, some of them may be afraid of rejection because they've let too much time pass. They now value you. They've learned, your absence has made the heart grow fonder. They know how to value you, but they may fear rejection. They may fear that it is too late. Okay, what else would they like to say, please? Something else or another message, please, from their higher self to pile 1. I wonder if you were happy without me. Wouldn't they like to know? Yeah, well, so I'm gonna, as I feel into that, some of you have moved on, and if you're posting photos to that effect, that's something they may be contemplating. For those of you who haven't moved on, I'm getting this energy that they're feeling sorry for themselves. What else, please? What else would pile 1's person like pile 1 to know? Another message. I love you. Okay, so they do love you. Some of them may not have told you that. For some of you, this may be unspoken between the two of you. But this is your confirmation that they love you and that they've always loved you. Let's get some timelines for them, please. When can pile 1 expect to hear from their person? I'm going to get 3 of these. Different people watching could be on different time scales. So, Spirit, what is the first timeline for those watching pile 1? When can they expect to hear from their person, or when can they expect a shift in this connection, please? And we're getting 8 months. Yeah. Yeah, that's the sense that I was getting. I mean, there's the desire to connect with you, and they hope they're going to bump into you. But it could take that long to get to the point where they're ready to take that leap of faith. Yeah, so then 8 months, that brings us, I'm recording this on, what is the date? June. I'm recording this on June 23rd, 2023. This is a timeless reading, so it could be 8 months from whenever you get to this reading. But that does, if you get to it right away, that brings us into 2024 already. So in other words, it may not be until the new year for some of you. Okay, another timeline, please, for others watching pile 1. When can they expect to hear from their person? Okay, we're getting Wednesday energy. So they're saying on a Wednesday, anywhere between now and in 8 months. Okay. So that's a specific day. I mean, that day could be specific, a specific message for someone that may have resonance for you. Perhaps significant things that have happened between you and your person have happened on a Wednesday, for example. What else, please? Another timeline. Another timeline for pile 1. Well, that's interesting. We have 2 days now. Wow, that's quite a range. So you could bump into your person within 2 days. I'm not getting the sense that it's a direct message in 2 days. You could hear of them in 2 days. Wednesday is not 2 days away. Okay, one further timeline. One further timeline, please, for those watching pile 1. Oh, they gave me 2. So we have Sunday and we have 2 weeks. Okay. So that's interesting. 2 days, 2 weeks. That gives us 2-2 energy, which goes back to that always in motion card. Energy is always in motion. But Sunday, however, is 2 days away from when I'm recording this, which is on a Friday. All right. Thank you, pile 1. Bye for now. Welcome, pile 2. If you chose the Life Purpose Oracle card, this is your reading. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between pile 2 and pile 2's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be using in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have Fork in Road. It did come out in the protection position. Now, what's interesting is we did have 2 of Swords was quite prominent in pile 1. And there also was a message about life purpose. So if this pile is not fully resonating with you, then you might want to go back pile 2 and have a look at pile 1 as well. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between pile 2 and pile 2's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the Romance Angels deck, just laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further oracle card guidance, some message cards from your person's higher self to you. And we will close your reading out today also with a timeline oracle card. So if you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. And we have wedding. This situation involves marriage. Now this also did come out in the reverse. Interesting. So one message that is coming through for some of you is your person has been on the fence about whether they want to get remarried. When you met, they may have been on the rebound, and they may have suffered some relationship wounds that really caused them to shut down emotionally. And when you crossed their path, potentially when you both were living your life purpose, you could have been on mission, you could have met on mission. They were really shut down, and they were really just focused on work. And you were quite a surprise. You appeared It appeared as though they were really thrown a curveball, is what I'm hearing. It was very unexpected. And I'm getting the sense that for many of you, you started to catch feelings for each other and your person didn't know how to handle that. For some of them, I'm picking up on an energy where there are some significant relationship wounds from a past marriage. And your person may have even gone so far as to vow that they would never get married again. Or that relationships weren't for them, down with love. I'm only good at working, at providing. You know, perhaps they even have a family. They had a family with this person, potentially this karmic. And they may feel also a tremendous sense of guilt over choosing someone new over their children, for example. That can be common, where one of the partners in a sacred partnership have children from a prior marriage. I'm seeing if there are other messages that want to come through. That's just one scenario from this combination of cards, of course. And stay with what resonates. Leave the rest for someone else. For some of them, and this is going to apply more for those in a twin flame connection, you and your person's life purpose may be intricately connected with coming into union. What's coming through is that one of you may have a north node in the 7th house, for example, or may have a strong Libra placement. Could be in the 1st house or in the 7th house. Sorry, 1st house if you're a Libra rising. That's a specific message. But 7th house rules marriage, partnership. Now, of course, if the north node is in the 7th, there'd be a lot of south node energy in the 1st house, which is about identity consciousness. And that it might be difficult for your person karmically to release all that baggage. Their identity, for some of them, their identity is very caught up in work. And in being a provider for their family, their nuclear family, but this could include their extended family too. For some of them, they haven't gotten divorced yet. They may have initiated the process, so they may be separated from a karmic partner, but they haven't finalized things yet, and that is a block. It's like on hold. And that's why they're not coming toward you. Because what's coming through very strongly is they see you as marriage material. They don't see you as someone that they would just hook up with or have a fling with, even if it started that way, even if the two of you... I'm picking up on a scenario where the two of you got together and then the relationship didn't get off the ground because your person had emotional baggage, was on the rebound from a failed marriage, but realized that what the two of you shared was more than just an old lust template, that it had the potential to be so much more that... So it may have triggered them because that wasn't, it's feeling as though it was unexpected. Okay, let's drill into your tarot now. Spirit, what surrounds pile 2's person as it concerns pile 2, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is their connection headed? I'm working with 2 decks today. Colette Byrne Reads Good Tarot and also one of John Holland's decks. And I will be using the Field Tarot for clarifiers. Just focus on your person for me so that your intuition can merge with mine and we can get you the most timely, up-to-date, and accurate information. Okay, interesting. So the first card out is 4 of Wands and it's in the reverse. Yeah, so that's what that's pointing to is what happened in the past. So there are some relationship wounds. It's a broken home. So this is symbolic of the broken marriage that your person was emerging from, coming out of, potentially when they met you. I mean, you could have met also when they were married. For some of them, this is going all the way back to childhood, though. They may have adverse childhood experiences. One of their experiences could have included divorce, the divorce of their parents. And I spoke about that recently in another video about adverse childhood experiences. There's a quiz online you can take to see how many you have. If you have more than 4, it indicates that you're dealing with some significant early childhood trauma, which can make healthy correlating experiences challenging. It can make us more susceptible to victim consciousness and to addiction. Behind your person, let me see, where is this headed? Just laying out a few more cards here. Okay, so what crosses the 4 of Wands as it concerns pile 2's person towards them? Okay, Ace of Water. They want more with you. They want a new beginning with you. They want to open up to you emotionally. They love you. They may not have been showing you that because they weren't ready to show you that. I'm getting failure energy. They felt like a failure. They may fear that they don't have enough to offer you. They may not be ready to propose to you, but they feel like that's what you deserve. What are they aware of as it concerns pile 2, please? Yeah, okay, with 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, there's some unworthiness here. They don't feel worthy of you. Traditionally, this, in the John Holland deck, this card is called Well-Deserved Reward. In the traditional Rider-Waite, it depicts a woman delighting in her garden. So sometimes people connect that with singledom. So your person may have been on his or her own for a period of time. You may have been on your own for a period of time. But yeah, I mean, this also, the masculine can equate his sense of self-worth with his monetary earnings too, is another message. So it's like, this isn't 10 of Pentacles, right? So if your person had 10 of Pentacles, that would be the energy that a commitment would manifest on. So, you know, it's not the 7 of Pentacles. Your person is invested in this, is what I see. Some of them may be fearing that they've taken too long, and that you've moved on. For some of them, this is an inner child wound. Yeah, that message is coming through strongly again. I do see that for most watching pile 2, where you're the divine feminine, watching on your masculine, you've done a good job of pulling your energy back, focusing on yourself. That's making you more magnetic to your person, because after all, we do have Ace of Water, Ace of Cups, deep emotional bond. But your person may still be placing you up on a pedestal, may wonder what they have to offer you. They may see you as the man or the woman that has it all, because, well, these aren't gender specific readings. Even if you are the divine feminine, you could be in a masculine body. What is beneath pile two's person as it concerns pile two? Ooh, okay, 5 of Swords. So that's the win or lose card. So there could have been a power struggle. Your person may be resisting change. Your person may be holding on to the past, maybe holding on to resentment, not just between you. There could have been something that went down between you and your person. There could have been an argument. There could have been harsh or heated words, but this is coming through as an energy of resentment that your person was carrying forward from the failed marriage that came before you, or from the broken home that he or she grew up in. So this is like a win at all cost attitude. And when this card comes up, I like to ask clients, would you rather be right or would you rather be in love? So that isn't clear here. This is a subconscious influence. It seems like they want more. They feel the love, but they're not showing you that right now because that makes them too exposed. That makes them too vulnerable. There's a fear of rejection here. They've waited so long. What if they choose the right time to come forward and they learn that you've already moved on? Oh, that's devastating. They wouldn't be able to recover from that loss. So it's easier to do nothing for many of them. They may there's a residual sense of victim consciousness here too. They may have abdicated their power over to their ex-spouse, over to their workplace, over to responsibilities. They may have strung you along in the past with lots of excuses. There's a breadcrumbing energy here too. But I'm getting that, I'm not getting like a strong narcissist empath vibe off of this particular pile. So I don't feel like they were consciously trying to manipulate you. If they were doing that, it was more to protect their ego. Because they weren't fully healed yet. And yeah, there's something here about learning to distinguish between reaction versus response. And that's something Bob Proctor has spoken a lot about in his work. Your person may have reacted to you, based on a trigger that, for some of them, it could have even been re-traumatizing. It could have brought something up from the past, and maybe they weren't ready to talk about it, and maybe they just lashed out at you, or they blocked you, or they ghosted you. They went silent on you. For seemingly no reason. But yeah, I'm just getting a strong energy of relationship wounds and trauma. Yeah. And behind them, we have the 3 of Air. 3 of Swords, that's the heartbreak card. That indicates there's been a separation. Or that your person was in separation from someone else when you met. Now, it is in the reverse, so that can indicate that some further healing has occurred. And we do have the progression from the 3 of Air reversed to the Ace of Cups, which is a new emotional beginning, or the desire for a new emotional beginning. It seems like a natural time to plug the other aspect of my business, which is multidimensional healing. If you tried everything you can in the 3D and you haven't, with your person, and you haven't tried energy work before, it can be a good place to turn. Clearing our subconscious changes the trigger points between ourselves and our people. And it allows the connection to shift, and it provides a higher timeline. So if you're interested in doing some energy work, I do work in a number of different multidimensional healing systems, including spiritual response therapy, which was it's a pendulum-based system. It was channeled back in the 1980s by Unity minister Robert Detzler. It's very good for healing early childhood trauma, past life, and ancestral karma. All the details for how to book a healing call with me are listed in the description field beneath this video. Where is this headed, please? Interesting. So we have Ace of Cups again, and it's upright. So your person wants a new beginning with you. Now, Spirit is pointing out a few different number combinations here to me. So we have the 5 of Swords. We have 4 and 1 make 5. So your person has been resisting change. They've been dragging their feet. And I see that this has had to do with needing to come back into emotional balance, especially with 9 and 4 make 13, which reduced down to 4. That gives us repeating 4s as well. So that's about balance. And then 3 and 1 make another 4. For some reason, I'm very attracted to numbers in this pile suddenly. It wasn't as relevant in pile 1. And I'm also speaking of numbers, I'm noticing that Fork in the Road card from your original Oracle card draw is a 13. So that breaks down to a 4. So you have repeating 4s. You may be seeing 4, 4, 4. And that is giving that 4 of Wands energy. Some of you could also be twin flames. 4 of Wands is the 11-11 union card. Now, in your reading, originally it did come out in the reverse. So that was referring more to the past connection between you and your person's and their karmic partner. Sorry. That was a big download, lots of words all at once. And I do have a stellium of planets in my 3rd house of communication, so that can make it a little challenging sometimes to communicate clearly. Okay. And we have repeating 1s here. Yeah, and that's 11 energy as well. Let's get you some clarifiers. So, I mean, your person is feeling the love. They want to express their love to you. They want a new beginning with you. They hope you're still available. They hope that you can open your heart to them again. So let's get some clarifiers now, Spirit. What are pile 2's person's next possible actions towards pile 2, please? I'm going to get a few different messages because there could be a number of different demographics watching this video. Okay. What else, Spirit, do you want pile 2 to know about their person's next possible actions, please? And we have perspective. I'm using the Field Tarot. I believe that's the Hangman. Let me make sure. However, yes, this is the Hangman. Okay, so it may have taken your person a while to gain a new perspective on this connection, but certainly the time in separation has helped them accomplish that. I see that they're very bound up to your energy. There's a very strong, established 5D connection. I want to confirm for pile 2, many people watching this video would seem to be twin flames or karmic soulmates. That was less clear in pile 1. Your person has been in a bit of a holding pattern, however. They may be hoping that you'll contact them first. I see that communication is possible, though, because they've gained a new perspective, and we have that repeating ace energy. But then we also have a 12 that makes a 3. Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, again, they're reinforcing that the third party had been a blockage in the past. But I'm getting the sense that at this point, most of them have divorced this third party. but they may have been waiting for a resolution, a payout, a settlement, or just for the custody to be sorted if they have children. So that may have been part of the reason for their holding pattern. They're definitely seeing you in a new light. They're recognizing your value. They may have taken you for granted in the past, pile 2. Okay, another message for others watching pile 2, Spirit. What are their person's next possible actions towards them, please? Clarify Ace of Cups. We have establishment. Ooh, 10 of discs. Okay. Wow. So we have 9 of discs in the reverse, and now we have 10 of discs. So some of them are ready for a commitment. Wow. Okay. And yeah, especially when we combine that with the wedding card, some of them may come forward. An Ace of Cups can sometimes indicate a proposal. So some of them may come forward with a proposal suddenly, out of nowhere. Now, I mean, for others of you, you may already be in some communication. For example, you may have messaged them, but they may not have gotten back to you. And so there's this building energy between the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. All right, one further message for others watching. There's another message here with the 10 of Pentacles, something about combining families. If you have children and they have children, or you have pets and they have pets, there's something relevant there. 10 of Pentacles can also be about generational wealth. Can indicate retirement sometimes. Could indicate a payout of a considerable sum of money. Inheritance sometimes. Some of them could be waiting for an inheritance from a recently deceased relative. And that's what they're needing. They're needing to use that money to invest in a ring for you, or even a move of house with the 4 of Wands too. They may feel like they want to move you into a new house, or move in to a larger home to combine your families in. There are a few further messages that are coming off of that card. Okay, one further message for another demographic watching pile 2, please, as it concerns their person's next possible actions towards them. Okay. And we have Princess of Wands, exploration. So in this deck, I believe the princess is a page. So this is about communication. So for some of you, you're about to receive a long-awaited message from them. Since this card also came out in the reverse, you've been waiting for this for a period of time. They want to express themselves to you. There's something unique. They may feel like they need to make not only a positive impression, but they need to, I'm not getting a grand gesture because it's just a page, but they need to do something unusual to get your attention, is the sense I'm getting. So it could even be something they share with you that's creative. It could be like a poem or a work of art. Something that comes through on social media, perhaps. I'm seeing if there are other messages. Something about an art class, or the two of you crossing paths at an art class, a dance class, a yoga class. Yeah, page is giving class energy, student, pupil energy. But this could also be a message about children, using, since it's page energy, using the children to get through to you. If, for example, the two of you happen to have children together, or if your person's children knows your children, that could be a way in which they're trying to communicate with you. I'm also hearing something about feeling like they need to put their foot in the water first. They need to kind of feel you out to gauge where you're at after all this time. Are you still interested? So they may be a little tentative, but they're still going to try. And yeah, I'm just getting something. It could be unexpected, or there's something unusual about the way that they express themselves, or it could even be an unexpected. The communication comes in an unexpected way. Like you might expect them to text you or to message you, and they call you, or you bump into them, something like that. Okay, let's move on and get you some further oracle card guidance. I'm working with Gordon Smith's new deck. It's called the Healing Spirits Oracle. And I got 3 messages for pile 1, so I will repeat that for your pile. Spirit, what else do you want pile 2 to know about their connection or about their person, or even if you just have some advice for pile 2 at this time? What would you like them to know? And since this deck is new to me, I'm going to read the message from the guidebook, which isn't terribly long. All right. First message, please, is, ooh, what a beautiful card. It isn't about being right, it's about doing the right thing. Okay, interesting. Even before I read the message here, I'm connecting that back to 5 of Swords. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be in love? I now see that your person would rather be in love than be right. But doing the right thing, that's also giving justice energy, wanting to do the right thing by you, but also feeling as though they wanted to do the right thing by their family as well. So that may be why it was taking so long. Yeah, and the 36 makes a 9. So that can indicate the closing of an old karmic cycle. And we have that other 9, the 9 of Pentacles, 9, 9. Okay, let me get into the card now. Sometimes it's better to stay silent than let others see that you have all the answers. There are times when you need to pause for consideration. Okay, that's more the Hangman energy too, rather than act for the sake of it or because it is expected of you. The truly wise spirit masters know when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when not to act. They are our greatest examples of how to behave in moments of uncertainty. Remember that wisdom comes from experience, not from brashness. And being spiritual sometimes just means being. When dealing with people who are awkward, simply remember to be kind, as kindness is above right or wrong. Very interesting. So, Spirit seems to be giving you some further guidance, pile 2, about what has been taking your person so long. This feels like it may have taken longer to come together than your ego would have liked. Yeah, and that message about learning to respond rather than react. I'm connecting back to this card now. And that was also part of the purpose for the separation, for healing from wounding and heartbreak. All of that time apart has been necessary. I see that it's made their heart grow fonder. You see, there was another message that was coming through. I've lost it. Let me see if it comes back. Now, sometimes for me, when that happens, when I disassociate in the middle of a reading, it could be an indication that I'm getting some dark energy interference. So if that resonates for you, it might be good to add some cord cutting to your daily energy practice, or just some kind of daily energy clearing would be good to do. I'm seeing if the message is going to come back. No. All right, I'm going to move on. Spirit, another message for pile 2 about their person, about their connection, or if there is some advice for them, please. We also have natural healing power. Another card with very beautiful imagery. Okay, natural healing power, that is 6. Divine feminine energy. The best way to bring healing and balance back into a life that is out of sorts is to spend a day in nature. Healing spirits and helpers work hand in hand with Mother Nature, and the goodness and compassion they share is in everything she has to offer. Beauty can be found in everything that is natural, and everything that is natural has the power to heal. Spirit healers and helpers can get closer to you when your mind is open to the natural world. And this is why you must allow yourself to wander in a place where your mind can relax and the healing spirits can fill you with much needed peace. Rejoice in nature's vast garden. Okay, so that's giving 4 of Swords energy. So there's the need to silence one's mind through stillness. You do, after all, have 2 Swords cards that came out in this reading. For some of you, taking walks out in nature, I mean, not only is that restorative, like the book already noted, but it can be a good way of meditating and of connecting with your person's higher self, so you can get messages directly from them that way. As you silence your mind, it allows them to float in. But nature itself may interact with you. You may start to receive spirit animal guidance. If you do see repeating animals, you can look up their symbolism. Something just also about the stillness, making peace with the stillness, that helps heal both of you. And again, I'm drawn back to what I was getting from the earlier card about learning to respond rather than react. And being out in nature helps us learn how to respond and learn how to trust. And also I'm hearing self-soothe. If we have a lot of inner child wounding, particularly root chakra wounding, insecure attachment, for one, it can be very difficult to do that for ourselves as adults. Often there can be the tendency to seek external validation or to use external forms as numbing agents. Spirit, what else comes through for pile 2? Messages about their connection, messages about their person, or just some advice you have for them to help bring this connection into fruition. I do see that, yes, for some of you, this wants to manifest with that 10 of Pentacles. Okay. And we have a spiritual hug. Beautiful. And, oh, this is card 19, which gives us 20. Sorry. I don't know why 20 was coming through. That might be relative to someone, something about the date of the 20th. But 1 and 9 reduces to a 1. Or add up to a 10, which reduces to a 1. So again, that's reinforcing the 10 of Pentacles and both of the aces. There we go. I knew there was a connection there. Okay, a spiritual hug. Too much of one thing and not enough of another. People pulling at you and constantly wanting something from you. This type of experience will leave you feeling depleted and in need of balance. This is the time to sit in quiet meditation and ask your spirit guide if you may have a spiritual hug. Just one spiritual hug will recharge your battery and fill you with renewed strength to take back into your life. Your guide is there for you even when you feel that others are not. Remember, they aren't only there to push you forward, but also to hold you when you need it. Aw. So that is giving more inner child healing energy. Self-love, self-nurturing. Recognizing that if there's a sense of restlessness, if there's a sense of urgency, if there's a sense of disconnection, particularly if we have an inner child wound, often the tendency is to go out and to seek external validation. But it's important to go in before we go out. Because if we go out first, it can create a lot of misalignment and drama. And that's also not the way to your person. The way to your person is by going in and as much of the time as possible remaining in the present moment and anchoring that energy. I see that nature helps you do that. Connecting, reconnecting with your angels and guide team and your higher self too is part of that. There's different schools of thought about how all that interrelates to the lower self. But this is also a way of connecting with your person's higher self. It may be healing to visualize your person's higher self giving you that spiritual hug. Even if they're not ready to be with you physically, that's something they can do, help you with energetically in the 5D. Okay, so now let's move on and get you some messages from your person's higher self to you. What would pile 2's person like to say to pile 2 at this time? What would they like to say? We have it's time for me to heal now. Okay. So they have been healing while you've been in separation. And you may have been too, or you may have been helping them heal while you've been in separation. And that is their acknowledgement that they may have made a mistake. And that's them taking ownership, reclaiming their power, and recognizing that healing benefits everyone. There's also an energy of forgiveness coming through. I mean, on some level, all healing work is forgiveness work. Forgiveness neutralizes karma. They may need to forgive They may need to, they may need to forgive you. They may need to forgive their ex-partner. They may need to forgive their family. They may need to forgive themselves, particularly if they hurt you. Okay, what else? Another message from pile 2's person's higher self, please. Just being near you is intoxicating. Okay, so there's a lot, not only is there love here, there's a lot of passion. That may have been earlier in this connection before your person was healed. That may have been too much, though. There may have been too much intensity. It may have triggered your person's wounding and traumas. And particularly for the negative polarity or unawakened twin, when this happens, sometimes in the process they can associate the positive polarity with the triggering. Is that even a word? With the triggering. You know, so that may have led to that 5 of Swords moment where they pushed you away. But now they know better. Now they know better. And they recognize that you are their person and they want to be with you. And they're getting ready to make you an offer. For many of you watching this. Okay. What else, please? Another message for those watching pile 2 from their person's higher self. Ooh, I can't stop thinking of you. Yes. Well, there's a bit of an obsession coming through there. Yeah, so they may think about you to the point of distraction. All the thinking about you may make you intoxicating. There's also, this came through in pile 1, too, about a drunk dial. So intoxication. You do have that page. For some of you, there's that Page of Wands in reverse energy. So it's like they could reach out to you suddenly when they're under the influence. Or they might need to use that to get up the courage to message you. For some of them, though, it's the thinking is knocking them out of alignment, and they intend to take the action, but then there's a fear factor, so they don't. And I'm just being shown lots of like crumpled up pieces of paper to represent like the attempts and perhaps the failed attempts at coming towards you. Okay, let's get you some timelines now. When can pile 2 expect a shift in this connection, or when can they expect their person to come toward them, please? Let's get 3 different timelines, since different people watching this video may be on different time scales. Okay, so when can pile 2 expect to hear from their person, please? Whoops, I pulled the cover of the deck instead. Divine Timing Oracle for your love and success journey is what it is called, by Liv Tarot. I guess I was supposed to tell you that. Okay. A real timeline now, Spirit. When can they expect to hear from their person, please? Okay, 6 days. We did have a 6. Right, natural healing power has a 6. So some of you may be seeing 6-6 or 606. We are still in the 6th month when I'm recording this video. I think maybe for another 6 days. So within the next week. Okay, another timeline, please. Okay, on Friday, I'm recording this video on a Friday, so it could be within a week. It could be today, but I won't publish this video probably until over the weekend. So that could be next Friday. But this is a timeless reading, so it could just be the Friday after you find this video is what I'm hearing. Okay, one more timeline, please, for others watching this video. We have June. Okay, we're still in the month of June. That came through before, and then we have July. Okay, so right around the corner, pile 3, we also have a Gemini and Cancer. Those signs might be relevant to you or your person. Thank you, pile 2. Welcome, pile 3. If you chose the Empowerment Oracle card, this is your reading. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between pile 3 and pile 3's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be using in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have, Chaos and Conflict. Card 3-3. And Spirit, what else is in the third energy between pile 3 and pile 3's person, please? What else comes up between them at this time? I am now shuffling the Romance Angels deck. Just laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further oracle card guidance for you, some messages from your person's higher self to you, and we will close your reading out also with a timeline oracle card. So if you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. And we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so pile 3, you were already given a timeline. Very nice. Okay. Just tuning into this. This is an interesting combination. For many of you, you have been a sense of encouragement, a sense of empowerment for your person to change his or her life. It hasn't been easy. However, the Chaos and Conflict card is giving 5 of Wands energy, which can indicate a sense of emotional turmoil. But I'm getting a sense that this isn't just a commentary on your person's inner world. It's also a commentary on their outer world. Change can sometimes be messy. And I'm getting the sense that your person has been putting off making major life changes because they have some control issues and they don't like it messy. They like things neat. They like things tidy. They like things orderly. I'm getting a sense that for many of them, you've been holding space for them. You may have been flowing them healing energy. And this is causing a purging or a detoxing of their emotional body. And that's been very disorienting and very disruptive for them because they have delayed emotional processing. So it's kind of like what I'm hearing is feel flooding. And that is a lot for them because that's a whole lot of repressed emotional content that has been surfacing. And for some of them, especially, I'm looking at this, it's supposed to be, in this card, it looks like a combination between like a zebra and a giraffe. But the chaos and conflict around it's giving a soul fragment type of imagery. So that can be an indication of trauma. Could be relationship wounds from a past relationship. But it could be early childhood trauma. It could be past life trauma. It could have bled over from other lifetimes. Could even be in the ancestral body. Lineages that you and your person are connected to. Sometimes we need to, there's also there may have been a tower moment here. Sometimes we need to break down before we can break through. That can be chaotic, but it can also be liberating. All of this change has been divinely orchestrated. And something has been shifting internally for a very long time. But very soon, you're going to see some results show up in your physical pile 3. That's going to confirm that all the change and all the disruption was worth it. That the process of healing yourself, of helping your person heal was worth it. That they were worth the wait. Okay, let's move on now and get you some more specific messages with the tarot now. I'm working with 2 decks today. One of John Holland's decks and Colette Baron-Reid's Good Tarot. And I'm also incorporating the Field Tarot card for for clarifiers. So Spirit, what surrounds pile 3's person as it concerns pile 3, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is this connection headed? And what are pile 3's person's next possible actions towards pile 3? Please. Pile 3, just focus on your person so that your intuition can merge with mine and we can get you the most timely, accurate, and up-to-date information. Okay, so the first card out we have here is 6 of Air, 6 of Swords. So that's about transitions. Can indicate straddling 2 worlds. 1 foot may be in the past, 1 foot may be in the future. The guidance for this card is about using the present moment as a portal. And I do see pile 3 that you're already very good at doing that with the Empowerment Oracle card. I'm strongly connecting that with your energy. You are a source of empowerment. You are a source of strength for your person. Your person may look to you for confidence, for reassurance, for guidance. There's the desire to move to calmer waters with that chaos and conflict energy. But for many of them, they're needing to make peace with their past first before they can be fully ready to come forward in a more consistent way. Yeah, there's an inconsistent energy. Something here about transitions. There's a residual sense of conflict. I mean, this card does come after the Five of Swords. So there could have been a legal battle with someone, possibly a karmic partner if your person has been married before. There could also have been some chaos and conflict around your person at work. Something about change management. That could be your role, that could be your person's role. Something about restructuring, possibly. Layoffs. Your person may have had to be the bearer of bad news in a professional context. What crosses the Six of Swords? Ooh, Six of Swords again. Very interesting. So Spirit is repeating that message. So this is very much a work in progress. There's something here about something that is going to be revealed to you very soon. And then what's also interesting is I wasn't drawn to what the very soon card said when I was reading your oracle card as much, but now I notice that it says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So there's something there about, see, it's a manifestational principle that where our attention or where our intention goes, energy flows. So it's important to focus on what you want to create, pile 3. And so there's a sense of awfulization, catastrophization. It's coming more off of your person. But if your person has let you into some of their drama, it's possible that you may be focusing more on separation than on union. It's very important to focus on union because that gives you the highest timeline. And again, that's some of that same guidance that came through earlier about using the present moment as a portal. And that's really how you connect with your person. And that's also vertical alignment. Eckhart Tolle talks about that. He distinguishes between the horizontal and the vertical. Horizontal being past, present, future, so that's human time construct, whereas vertical is alignment. Balancing the polarities of heaven and earth. Which is another type of between worlds. So that's the balance point. It's also the balance point between the masculine and feminine. So sometimes there can be power struggles if one, especially if you're in a twin flame dynamic, this is important that heaven and earth be balanced, but also masculine and feminine be balanced. So if you're too far over in one polarity, that can make manifestation difficult because it's polarizing, and that can perpetuate push-pull cycles, runner-chaser cycles. Restoring balance and emotional equilibrium is coming through as very important. And when that balance is achieved most of the time, then that's what this very soon card is referring to. It doesn't have to be all the time, but it has to be most of the time that you're in a state of inner union. And as the positive polarity watching this video, you have to set the tone for that, and then your person will follow suit. And usually the way that works is they're just magnetized towards you. They'll start messaging you more of the time. What is over pile 3's person as it concerns pile 3? Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune and it's in the reverse. So there's something here about misalignment, the two of you not being on the same page. You and your person have a soul contract. There's unfinished business, but you may have met at the wrong time. You're coming into closer alignment now. And if you stay in the present moment, you use that as a portal. If that strategy is resonating for you, it allows you to transform fate into destiny. But we also do that by clearing karma. As we clear karma, it allows us to make different choices because it mobilizes the consciousness by which to know what changes to make. 50% of manifestation is clearing the subconscious. The other 50% is conscious work. So if we do what we did, we get what we got. And that represents the reversed wheel of fortune in a sense. Whatever happened or didn't happen between you and your person in the past was fateful. But there's a chance to change all that just because you've learned and you've grown so much in the process of studying what went wrong. Moving out of the energy of the problem, offering a different vibration so that you can align with the energy of the solution, rebuilding your reality, creating it brick by brick by brick by brick. Aligned action step by aligned action step by aligned action step. It creates a bridge between your higher and your lower self. It needs to start there, and then it can create a bridge between you and your person. But the timing isn't what hasn't been right. The timing is improving now, is a message that is coming off of that reversed wheel card. And then, Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups was very prominent in pile 2. So if this pile is not quite resonating, you might want to return to pile 2. In fact, I think Ace of Cups came up twice in pile 2. So your person wants a new emotional beginning with you. They want to start over, is what I'm hearing. Clean slate, fresh start. That's interesting. Chrysocolla is a stone that is associated with some of those qualities. So if you resonate with crystals, pile 3, you might want to get yourself some chrysocolla to work with. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I am not a crystal expert, but sometimes they are relevant in a reading. In fact, that's interesting. I'm guided to read what Heather Askinosi has to say about that crystal from her guidebook to you right now for some reason. So I'm going to do that. I didn't do that in the other piles. So chrysocolla, start fresh. It's time to start fresh. Close the door behind you. Oh, I see what the connection is here. Close the door behind you so that you can move forward and open a new one. So that has to do with that between worlds energy. So it's about closing a door to the past, and it's something about your person may have wanted to control the narrative, but it's something about starting a new chapter with your person. This is relevant here. Every day is a blank canvas, an opportunity to boldly go after the things in life you want and leave behind anything you don't. You do not need to settle for the status quo or accept what already is. Yeah, that's the reverse wheel. The fated path, the karmic path. You have the power to change your life and do things differently every day. It's time to live by and out with the old, in with the new and beautiful mentality. 4 questions. What areas of your life are calling for a fresh start? What can you say goodbye to, and what can you welcome into your life? Crystal action. Affirm, I welcome the opportunities each new day brings. Today, tidy or redecorate a space. Welcome new life by adding fresh flowers or potted plants. Saging can be good for space clearing, as many of you probably already know, but to welcome in the new, as Askanosi is also suggesting, you can work with sweet grass. Are some messages that are coming through. That was interesting. Okay, let's see. Behind your person as it concerns you now, getting back into the tarot spread. Ooh, we have the High Priestess. So that's you. Your person finds you very mysterious, very soothing. There's a deep 5D connection. You may share telepathy. You may share dreams. There's a third eye activation. There's awakening that your person has been experiencing. You would seem to be very connected to crystals, pile 3, or your person is. I noticed that the High Priestess in this deck is wearing an amethyst, and of course that is connected to the third eye chakra, that crystal. So you may want to carry around some chrysocolla and some amethyst. Sometimes the High Priestess can be about secrets. So it's like your person, where there's this deep spiritual connection you share. The love between the two of you may be unspoken. I'm getting the sense that your person may have kept your connection a secret from others around them. That may have been to protect the connection, to protect you in some way, possibly from this chaos and conflict energy. It's interesting when we combine empowerment with the High Priestess, we can really see the High Priestess as ruling the deck. She is the seer. She is the prophetess. It's about reclaiming your power, but you also have a lot more power over the flow. I'm noticing that the Wheel of Fortune card in the John Holland deck is called Flow. You hold the power of influence. Why? You hold the power of influence because you're the dominant vibration. So you can change the course of this, pile 3. If you want a higher timeline, just offer the right vibration and pay very close attention to your intuition. You can also give your person messages in the 5D. This way, they feel you even though you may be apart. For some of you, you also are readers, are channels, are empaths, light workers. Your person may still be stuck in the matrix, however. They find you very mysterious. They may not fully understand your gifts. There's also an energy of, and this is true of twin flame connections, where there can be cross-cultural templates that we are transmuting. In some cases, it might make one twin more religious and the other more spiritual. And see, this is a way in which you're straddling worlds, because it allows you to transmute these old templates and create something new and activate your divine blueprint. It also helps the whole planet ascend as we do this. In some cases, it might just be that you're spiritual, your person's agnostic. There could be an age gap between the two of you is another message that's coming through. You could be I'm just getting a West Side Story or a Romeo and Juliet sort of energy. You may come from different worlds, to go back to that between worlds imagery that was coming off of the Six of Swords. That messaging keeps repeating itself, but it's possible for the two to become one. Your union is important. It offers a very high vibration out to a troubled world, a world still stuck in the throes of that chaos and conflict energy. Something here about healing and harmonization that's coming through as well with that, repeating 6 energy, so that's divine feminine. Where is this headed, please? Oh, and now I'm noticing more number combinations here that are coming through. So we have 6 and 1 makes 7. So that's all. It's not only third eye activation, it's crown chakra activation. Your person may be struggling to integrate light codes at this time. We also have 6 and 2 make 8. So 8 is about abundance. 8. The Lionsgate portal may be significant this year. Where is this headed, please? Okay, 7 of Swords. Okay. So this can sometimes be about deception when we combine it with the secretive energy of the High Priestess. It can be about hidden secrets. In some cases, though, for many of you, this could just indicate that your person is hiding their feelings from you, and it has something to do with the intensity of the connection and its healing potential. In the process of healing, there's a lot of triggering, though. All a trigger is an initiation. Helps us grow, helps us expand. It's a gauge of alignment. But, that's speaking about it on very neutral terms. A trigger is also really scary, especially to the negative polarity, which is usually the unawakened twin, the masculine. Sometimes the 7 of Swords can indicate deception, though. Sneaky behavior. Yeah, what was coming through before is that your person may have been keeping you a secret from people around them. They don't want other people to know about their connection, your connection. And it has to do with the optics of it, public perception, particularly if they're still stuck in a matrix reality. Could be religious. You could travel in different social circles. Your person may be afraid of judgment, may be afraid that they'll be rejected, not by you, but by their clan. Or worse yet, what would happen if they were rejected by their clan, by their church, by their tribe, by their family, and then you rejected them too. That's a very primal wound. It's giving past life trauma energy as well. Soul fragmentation as well. This is a natural time to plug the other aspect of my business, which is multidimensional healing. If this resonates with you and you identify with soul fragmentation, if you have tried everything you can in the 3D and this connection is not shifting, you understand it to be a very deeply spiritual connection, you still love your person, even after a considerable period of time where things are not happening in your physical reality, energy work can be a good place to turn. I see that many of you watching this pile are already do that yourself. You may be a Reiki master is another message that's coming through. I am a multidimensional healer. I work in a number of different healing systems, including spiritual response therapy, which is a pendulum-based system. It was channeled back starting in the 1980s by Unity Minister Robert Detzler. It's very good for resolving early childhood trauma, developmental trauma, past and ancestral trauma. So if you'd like to give that a try, all the details for how to book with me are listed beneath this video. If you're a first-time client, you can also receive 25% off. Okay, let's get you some further guidance on your person's next possible action steps. Spirit, clarify that Seven of Swords energy. Oh, I'm also noticing there is a progression from Six of Swords to Seven of Swords. So there's a building energy there. So for some of you, this is more, even though this is coming out upright, when it's in the reverse, it can be about revelation. For some of you, it's moving more toward the revelation of truth, the person professing their feelings for you, bringing the connection out in the open. Let's pull some clarifiers though. Spirit, what are pile 3's person's next possible actions towards pile 3, please? I'm going to pull 3 messages. Could be for 3 different demographics. What is the first message, please, Spirit? Ooh, and we have the Death card. Now, it does come out in reverse. So there's something, this is about alchemy. This is about transmutation. Rarely does it mean someone has physically died. It can indicate an ending, but it doesn't necessarily mean the ending of a connection, particularly not one like this. It can just sometimes mean a transition, a change, but your person has been resisting change. It can indicate an ego death, the need to continue to purify our emotional body. May not just be the emotional body. We have many subtle bodies where we hold discordant energies. But this has been a process of purification. Your person may have been going through a dark night of the soul, and that is what they wanted to keep hidden from you. Something about skeletons in their closet. I do notice that this Death card here does have a skull on it, and I'm using the Field Tarot for clarifiers. Could also just indicate a need to end something addictive, old karmic dynamics, old karmic binaries, limiting beliefs. In some cases, that was coming through earlier, of a religious nature. Organized religion, a lot of that is based on control, whereas spirituality is based on enlightenment more, and it's based on freedom more. Okay. Another message for pile 3 as it concerns their person's next possible actions could indicate the end. Yeah, what is wanting to come through is the end of an old faith system that no longer serves for your person. It is truly paradigm shifting for them, some of them. That's what the change that they're being required to make to form a union with you. And that is really scary. Okay. Okay, this is a very specific message. I was going to stop, but I'm going to channel it. For some of them, they're afraid if they come forward that you're going to abandon them. But what I'm getting, since it's the Death card, is that some of you may have some suicide karma stored in your lineages, or there's some past life energy where you may have died before they could reach you. I guess some of that goes back to Romeo and Juliet. I mean, that was their fate, for example, because that was coming through earlier. But that could also be what's keeping the two of you in separation. So if that resonates with you, you might want to do some more root chakra clearing, and some ancestral clearing around suicide karma could also be helpful, especially for twin flames. If one of you has that can be enough to keep the other twin at a distance, in my experience. Okay, so that was a very specific message, and let's move on now. Ooh, some heaviness there. Okay. Another message for pile 3, others watching pile 3. What is their person's next possible action toward them? Another demographic, please, Spirit. We get beginning. Beginning. So this is in fact the Fool card in this deck. It came out in reverse. So that your person wants a new beginning. They want to take this leap of faith into the unknown with you. But since it came out in the reverse, there's a fear factor. So again, when we combine that with the Death card, it's like they're afraid of an ending. They're afraid of rejection, but they're from you, but it seems like they're also afraid of being rejected from their old tribe, from their old matrix community, where at one time they felt they belonged. But I'm getting this energy of disconnection. They don't feel like they belong there, but they don't yet feel like they're ready to take that leap towards you either. So that kind of feels like it's giving this energy of feeling stuck between a rock and a hard place. But they know that they're being guided to make a change. Just right now they're needing, okay, what I'm hearing now is they're needing to feel the fear and do it anyway, but they don't have any experience doing that. So they may be hoping that you'll come toward them instead. Okay, another message, please, for another demographic watching pile 3. Some of them may be trying to hide a trauma that happened to them too. With that Fool card coming out on the 7 of Swords. They're afraid of being found out. For some of them, it could be an addiction they're trying to hide. It could be an addiction to you with the High Priestess card. For example, what will people think of you? Okay, here's another message. If they've known you for a considerable period of time, they weren't fully divorced yet. They could be afraid that when people learn of you, that they're going to be exposed as an adulterer or an adulteress. Again, if they're religious, that could be a big deal. So, okay. One further message, please. I suppose that could also be a big deal in the court of law, too. If their person could, gain evidence that they were having an affair. Maybe that won't make them look good in a custody battle. Okay, one further message, please. I was getting a lot just from the channel there. Sometimes that happens. Okay. What else, please? One further message on their next possible actions. Okay, and we do have the King of Swords, authority, also came out in the reverse. Okay, so there's something here. There's an important conversation that could change everything that your person wants to have with you, but they're putting it off. They're afraid to express this truth to you. Again, there's more of this. They're afraid that what they're going to reveal to you is going to make you form a judgment about them and then reject them. And then what would all of this change have been from their point of view? So that's part of the reason why they're holding back. There's a fear factor. There's something also just about articulation. Something about being out of their depth. You may be very articulate, for example. They may be a little intimidated by you. Seeing if there are other messages. Something here about them needing to reclaim their power. Cut out who and what no longer serves. They need to do that first. Yeah, so that's why they're a little delayed in the process too. Cord cutting may also be helpful. cutting cords between you and your person as appropriate, but helping your person potentially channeling your inner high priestess, pile 3, and helping them to cut some cords between them and their past, potentially a past karmic partner, their families. And yes, if you'd like some more resources for cord cutting, please book a healing call with me and we can have a closer look. Okay. Let's move on and get you some oracle card guidance now. I'm working with Gordon Smith's new deck, the Healing Spirits Oracle. And let's see, I pulled 3 cards for each of the other piles. Looks like your reading is getting a little bit on the long side though. And you got some other messages. I'm just trying to make this equal between the piles. So I'm going to go with 1 oracle message for you, and then I'll get you some messages from your person's higher self to you. Okay. So Spirit, what do you want pile 3 to know about their connection or about their person, please? 1 relevant oracle card here to help tie all this guidance together. Okay, and we got, your path may be bumpy, but this will alter soon. Beautiful. So the bumpiness, I'm connecting back to the chaos and conflict, and they're saying alter soon, just like very soon. All right, let's read what it says in the guidebook. This deck is new to me, so I will read the message directly from the book. We have 29, so that gives us 11 energy. So you may be in a twin flame connection if you're looking for a confirmation. There it is. All human life must know highs and lows in order to grow. Life may appear difficult at times, but this is part of the bigger plan, and now is the time to stop and ponder. As big decisions should be avoided when the mind is clouded by indecision and the path ahead seems blocked. The wise spirit sages teach caution and patience when the road isn't smooth, and also remind us that lows are followed by highs, and questions by answers. The answers are often the signs that show you when to take the next step at the crossroads and which directions to take. Nothing much can come from rushing. It's best to wait for a while before pushing forward with your plans. Interesting. So it's important here to find alignment first within before actions are taken in the outer world. Your person may have been attempting to do that backwards, as most people do when they have a problem. They go at the problem. There's a sense that for your person, their inner turmoil has been externalized. There's a lot of projective patterns that your person may have been stuck in the throes of. There's another connection I made as I was reading that. We can only go as high as we've been low. So there's a purpose to the lows. There's a purpose to the dark night. It wasn't for nothing is a message that's coming through. Sometimes it's darkest before it's dawn. Elizabeth Peru, she is an Australian cosmologist. What's interesting is she talks about the use of resistance. When we get a negative spiral going, often we think that's bad because it's negative, right? There's a lot of discordant energy around this. But she has articulated this very, very well. She says, you can do that. There's a lot of energy there. All you do is you let go. And the moment you let go, a shift can occur. So that, I mean, that can be a way of gaining momentum. Interestingly, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it because it can also be destructive, right? But if sometimes that is a process and it helps us release what no longer serves. For some of us, it can help realign us with our higher self, because often when that is happening, it's something a subpersonality is doing. And then once we recognize it's a subpersonality and we let go of all of that resistance, it can bring us into a deeper state of alignment, because it can bring us higher. Okay. Let's move on now and get some messages from your person's higher self to you. What does pile 3's person's higher self want to say to pile 3, please? What would they like to say? Okay, so I left you before you could leave me, and I'm so attracted to you came out together. Okay, so for some of you, your person may have a pattern of self-sabotage. There may be a fundamental fear of unworthiness, and that might be what some of that 7 of Swords energy is about. That might be what they're trying to cover up. The fact that they feel that way on the inside, they feel fundamentally unlovable, unworthy, and they don't want you to know that about them. That may be their darkest secret. It's stemming from a wound, of course. They have insecure attachment, but for many of you that are twin flames, it's going much further back than that. It's not just because of insecure attachment in this lifetime. It's an accumulation of all the insecure attachment from all the myriads of lifetimes that you've lived, and it may be in your lineage body too. So that's complex trauma, what I'm describing. And that can be difficult to heal. It can be a long, slow, and patient process. So essentially, if they have a pattern of self-sabotage, it was self-protective. Because even though this can be very counterintuitive when they do that to us. It's reactive, of course. It's unconscious. But they do acknowledge that they're very attracted to you. For some of them, you're so attractive, you're so magnetic. They see you as having it going on, and they see you, if you're attractive to them, you must be attractive to everyone else around you, which means you may have suitors, other suitors. And so they may fear rejection, or they may fear they've waited too long. They may not feel good enough for you. Yeah, with that core wound of unworthiness that is tracking. Okay, another message, please. But, I'm so attracted to you. They've always been, they're still so attractive to you. No matter how much time has passed, certainly. And as you've transformed yourself into this high priestess, all the more so. Because it may have just been in the past, you may have always been physically attractive to them, but you're an enigma to them. So you're very energetically attractive to them as well. Okay, one final message, please, from their higher self to pile 3, please. And we have, I'm not available. Okay. So, some of them could have blocked you at some point. They may not have been emotionally available, perhaps when you were at your most vulnerable and could have needed them the most. You have grown in the process. However, you've transformed yourself. You're now much stronger. You're now emotionally secure. I'm hearing that you're securely bonded. You have healed yourself, pile 3, and you are now securely bonded, not to your mother, but to spirit, to your higher self and to spirit. Possibly even to your person in the 5D. Your person in the 5D could have been helping you heal your probably anxious attachment, for the positive polarity is the most common iteration of that. But this also just indicates that they're not available because they're cleaning up their life, because they're healing, because they're still integrating their soul lessons, balancing their karma. All right, let's get you some timelines now. We do have very soon is repeated twice. It's interesting, the message that came through as it concerns their next possible actions to you don't really indicate a timeline. We're seeing more blockages there, but Spirit has said very soon you can expect some kind of shift or some kind of message from them. So let's see if we can get a more specific message than very soon, because very soon still seems very vague. Okay. So, Spirit, what is one timeline, please, for those watching pile 3? When can they expect to hear from their person, or when can they expect a shift in this connection? We do see they want a new beginning again with that, that Ace of Cups. I'm reminded of that too. Okay. And we're getting at twilight. Okay. So you may receive a message from them at twilight, but what I'm hearing is that I don't know if you use the moon on your phone or something. They may not reach you at that time because it came out in the reverse, but something here about a clandestine affair. I mean, the moon card didn't come out. Sometimes the moon card can indicate a clandestine affair. Maybe that's how it started between the two of you. Maybe at twilight has a specific resonance for you. It may be a symbol of something. What came through my channel earlier was it's sometimes it's darkest before dawn. So that might be more guidance. So Spirit, I'm not sure that's actually a timeline, although they could drunk dial you at twilight. That's possible. And then not remember they've done so. They might black out, some of them. Okay. That seems more symbolic. Show me a timeline, please. Show me a timeline. Some of you may be into the Twilight series, the book and movie series, maybe. If you're younger. Okay. Another timeline, please. Okay, we're getting Sunday. For some of you, you might receive a message from them on Sunday or on a Sunday. Could be twilight on a Sunday. Okay, another timeline. I don't think it's going to be that soon for everyone watching this. Then we're seeing during the full moon phase. So you may want to look that up. We did just have a new moon in Gemini. I'm not sure off the top of my head of the date of the next full moon. Sometime in July. Early July. But this is a timeless video. Could be at twilight on a full moon. On the day of a full moon. Okay. Another timeline, please. one more for those watching pile 3. Okay, 1 month. Okay. There's another message that's coming through, because the moon card itself can sometimes indicate a clandestine affair. So for some of you, if they approach you, it may be to hook up again. I mean, we don't see the Knight of Wands in this reading, so sometimes the Knight of Wands can be like the player archetype. I do genuinely see they want more with you, but they may not be ready to bring this connection to the next level, but that doesn't mean you won't hear from them within the next week to the next month. But when they show up, they just may still be in and out of your life for another cycle, is what is coming through. And there's something about them being very sensitive to lunar energies too. All right, thank you, pile 3.